Hello, welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Thoughts. We just keep getting more and more DC news, don't we? But for this video, we're going to focus on two particular movies. Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Shazam has moved from December of 2022 to March of 2023. Aquaman has moved from March of 2023 to December of 2023. Man, these films cannot stay in a consistent spot, can they? But let's go over, why is David Zaslav moving these films? Well, we know that he's trying to work with what he has. For better or for worse, these films that were greenlit and filmed under Hamada, they're filmed. For better or for worse, they're filmed. And not every project is a 90 million budget Batgirl project that you can just cancel. These are films with a theatrical budget. You can't just cancel them. But what you can do is you can move them and you can do additional photography and or reshoots to make them better. So let's go over some of these changes, or how these delays, what changes can come from these delays. So Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. From December to March. My personal opinion, I don't think much is going to change. It's 3 months difference. I don't think you can do that much in 3 months. I think one thing you can do is you can get Henry Cavill to come back as Superman for a scene, and not some lame-ass headless cameo in the cafeteria. No, the actual Henry Cavill showing up for this, please. But I think the biggest reason this film was moved was Avatar 2. Avatar 2 and Shazam 2 were going to kind of come out at the same time. I think same week, or it was like a week apart. I don't remember the exact details. But the point was, Shazam 2 was going to compete against Avatar 2. And let's be real honest here. Shazam 2 didn't stand a chance. I personally think that David Zaslav moved this film to kind of give Shazam that freedom from competing against Avatar. I know there was something about, like, Warner Brothers Discovery only has enough money for 2 films to release this year or something like that. I don't know. Personally, I think that the main reason David Zaslav is moving Shazam is so that it does not have to compete against Avatar. The real change I am interested in is Aquaman 2. So let's go over the timeline a little bit. We know early in 2022, both The Flash and Aquaman 2 were going to release this year, with The Flash coming out before Aquaman. We know that The Flash was going to kind of end with a different timeline that established Michael Keaton as the new Batman. We know that Michael Keaton was then going to appear in Aquaman 2. Then David Zaslav moved these films. Then Aquaman 2 was coming out before The Flash. So Michael Keaton as Batman didn't make sense. That's when you bring in Ben Affleck to replace Michael Keaton. Which, by the way, I have to credit Sil Abdul. Sil Abdul is the one who broke this scoop, and all credit for that goes to him. Anyways, so yeah, you have Ben Affleck as Batman in Aquaman 2. A lot of people were like, well, he's only doing it as a favor. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, well, that's really not the case anymore. Right now, The Flash is set in June of 2023 still. Yet, Aquaman 2, guess what, is after the Flash film. So what does this mean? Jason Momoa reaffirmed that Ben Affleck is back. So this Flash film cannot end with this alternate timeline as Michael Keaton as Batman. It can't, because that wouldn't make sense with Ben Affleck as Batman after the Flash film. We know that scoopers Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton have said that David Zaslav has chosen the Snyderverse timeline. Well, I would say that this move reaffirms that, because now this Flash film, again, it cannot end with Michael Keaton as Batman. It has to end where Ben Affleck is still the DCEU Batman. Zack Snyder's Snyderverse Batman is here to stay. Now, let's look at what this means for Aquaman 2 itself. There's two main things that come to mind. The first one, everyone's thinking about it. Amber Heard. There's a lot of controversy surrounding Amber Heard, and a lot of people want her gone. At first, it didn't seem like that was going to happen for Aquaman 2. Maybe future movies after Aquaman 2, but not for Aquaman 2 itself because it was already filmed. Well, now that's not so much the case anymore, because now it's December of 2023. That's over a year away. That's plenty of time to bring in a new actress to replace Amber Heard and refilm all of Mira's scenes with this new actress, thus completely removing Amber Heard from the movie. But there's something else that a lot of people have been kind of overlooking. Now, I want to clarify. This is my theory about what I think could happen and what I think should happen. I am not a scooper. I leave that to Sil Abdul and Mikey. This is just my personal theory. As Sil Abdul and Mikey have said, though, that David Zaslav, again, has chosen the Snyderverse timeline, the continuity of Zack Snyder's Justice League. But there's a problem with that. While the Flash film is its first movie, you can do all sorts of additional photography and reshoots to, not contradict the Snyderverse. The problem with Aquaman 2, though, it's Aquaman 2. The first Aquaman film, it's going to follow the first Aquaman film's continuity. And the first film, guess what? Contradicts the Snyderverse. In Zack Snyder's Justice League, Mira says her parents are dead. Yet in Aquaman, her dad's alive and well. Different rules of physics apply. You have Atlanteans in Zack Snyder's Justice League, they have to speak dolphin because Zack Snyder followed that whole thing with physics about it not being possible to talk, the way we're talking in English and other human languages right now underwater, which is why they had the dolphin sounds. Yet in Aquaman, they had no problem speaking English or some human language. You could say it was a translation thing, but no. When Voku trained young Arthur in the flashbacks, Arthur says, "I can talk underwater." So, it's very clear that the Atlanteans are speaking English or some human type of language. And then there's another one where Atlanteans, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, all Atlanteans seem to be able to breathe air. When Steppenwolf pulled out an Atlantean, he had no problem breathing air. When Mira had a soldier step into her little air bubble thingy, again, he could breathe air. Yet in Aquaman, it was established that only the Highborns can breathe air as well as water. And there's all sorts of other contradictions, maybe by itself it wouldn't be a big deal, but combined with this other stuff is a huge deal to me, like Mira's accent, Volku's hair, Atlantean's armor. Again, individually, not huge deals, but combined with some of this other major stuff, I would say yes. So where am I going with this? We know the Flash film was going to end with a reset before David Zaslav stepped in. What if it still is ending with a reset? But instead of the Snyderverse stuff getting reset, what if the timeline of Jason Momoa's Aquaman movies, what if those events get reset to fit within the Snyder Cut? So then you could retcon all those events so that Aquaman 2 can fit within the Snyderverse timeline. Again, my personal theory about what I think can and should happen. But yes, David Zaslav is moving these films to make them better. He cannot get rid of all these films that have already been shot, but he can do additional photography and or reshoots to make them better. So yes, David Zaslav, again, so far he's been a huge ally for the Snyderverse, and it seems like we're going to get more and more great stuff coming from this. So if you like this video, 1, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. And then like, share, subscribe, and comment. What do you think that the film delays mean? And lastly, have a great day.